Welcome back to another Epidose of these crazy people that just eat meat and can't stop talking about it. Today, Joe is back. I'm here, and we'd like to invite you to like and subscribe to the channel since Justin's not here to do that. So, hopefully, you can watch the video, comment on the video, like the video, send the video to other people. As Justin would say, your friends and enemies alike, especially the vegans. So, now on with the show. So, what are we talking about today, Joe?
We are talking about air fryers.
Air
And
fryers.
it's
How long
yeah, a
have
bit
you
of a
owned an
quick.
air?
Sorry.
How long have you had one?
We've had we're up to our second air fryer, so we've had one now for about 5 years, 6 years, and it's fantastic. Um, we use it for my son, who's not carnivore. He likes to eat stuff that's been cooked in the air fryer. It's very convenient. Uh, Personally, I don't use it as much. I like to cook the old-fashioned way, which is in a fry pan. But every now and then I'll throw some bacon in there just to cook it up and make it nice and crispy.
You want to
Yeah,
describe to people who are new to the idea of what an air fryer is?
it's just an air fryer really. It's like a little convection oven, like a little oven that's fan forced, and it's got all little settings on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're handy because
it's
they
really
got
good.
good timers, right?
They do. Look, it's really good because and again, this isn't carnivore, but it's for my son. If he wants to eat some fries, instead of dumping them in a whole heap of oil and cooking them, you cook them in the air fryer. It's not the best, fries aren't the best for you, but better to do it that way than to cook
Yeah,
them in shitty oil.
100%. Yeah, so I was a late comer to the whole air fryer thing. I know everybody's been talking about them for years, especially in the carnivore community because the convenience of it. I have a convection oven, but the thing takes forever to heat up, you know. And then
Mhm.
it kind of heats up the house. I don't really want to use it in the summer, even though it's vented out, it still radiates heat. And the sort of tabletop or countertop versions, they look like a large coffee maker. They're really a mini convection oven, so they get hot quicker, and then they're moving the air around and helps
Mhm.
the food cook more evenly and quicker. So, and they got all kinds of digital features built into them, and they're relatively inexpensive. So, anyways, they make fast work of things like, making a hamburger or even cooking a steak or, all that stuff, frying bacon, you fry it in there.
Mhm.
It's just frying in hot air rather than a pan. So, and there's a certain convenience to the cleanup too, because you fry bacon in a pan and you always got splatter, right? You
Yep.
get bacon grease all over the stove, so all over your everything. So
Up to you.
they're self-contained and enclosed, so you don't have bacon grease flying everywhere, which is nice. And I don't know about you, but the basket, as it were, the little drawer that you put everything in, I just throw the whole thing in the dishwasher, right?
Yeah.
So
So the
easy to clean.
first one we had a basket which is removable. The second one we have, or the one we currently own, has little wire racks that you put in, but then there's
Mm,
obviously a tray down the bottom that collects all the oil or crumbs or whatever the hell you're cooking in it.
mm.
So yeah, it's good. Look, I think they're great because if you need to cook something, it's you don't have to wait 20 minutes for the oven to heat up. Within a minute or two, your air fryer is ready to go. I've seen lots of
Yep.
people cooking steak in it and chicken, wings and drumsticks.
Yeah, I cook chicken thighs for my dog all the time. I don't eat a lot of chicken thighs, but she likes them. And so I cook them in there. I cook bacon in there. Cook sausage in there. I cook steak in there.
Mm.
And then I was making those hamburger cups, putting cracking an egg in it, and sprinkling some cheese on top. Cook those in there. And I bought the bigger, sort of a little bit more rudimentary model, but it just has one giant basket. It's 10 inches by 10 inches, so you can put a lot of food in there. And I can get,
Mm.
if I cut a quarter them, I can get 2 racks of ribs in there.
Oh
So,
wow.
that's nice too. I still kind of prefer the ribs done in the crock pot, but or the slow cooker. But you can cook them in the slow cooker and then crisp them up in the air fryer if you want. It's just faster than trying to do it in the oven. So,
Yeah, it just blasts it, doesn't it?
yeah,
So your one is, sorry,
go ahead.
I was going to ask you, is your air fryer a digital touchscreen air fryer, or you got a little knob that you have to set everything?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and share. I got two of them now, believe it or not. Can you see it?
Oh wow,
So the one on the
very
left
fancy.
is the one I bought, and it's a West Bend, and I bought that one, and then I was kind of talking with my girlfriend about, yeah, maybe I should get a second one just to speed up meal prep on the weekend. And then she showed up with the other one like a couple days later, which is a gourmet. And they're both about the same size. They're both about the same price. And the gourmet is the one thing about it, it actually has a light inside that you can turn on so you can look through the window. As far as I could tell, the West Bend, there's no light. So even though it has a clear front on it, you can't really see in because it's too dark.
Yeah.
So, and the West Bend has a lot of iconography on it. So, like, it's got a little fish, chicken,
Mhm.
beef, vegetable symbols, it's got a lot of symbols, whereas the other one has got more text and it's kind of more menu driven, but they're both good. I would say the Gourmet, the one thing about it is every time you start it, it preheats. So even if you just preheated it, it wants to preheat again, which kind of throws off my timing. I forget about that, and then everything's overcooked because it's adding the preheat time on top of the cook time. Whereas the other one,
Yeah.
because I'm just kind of in the habit of either not preheating, here's bacon I cooked in there, not preheating and just, calculating that into extra cook time, or I'm used to, not used to adding, subtracting some of the cook time for the preheat on the gourmet. So, anyways, here's some
Mhm.
shots of bacon that I cooked in there. And I got some other pictures. So you can get inside. They both have a similar basket. These are the chicken thighs. You can see in this one, I actually cracked eggs inside of bacon that I twirled up, and I've actually got a parchment paper liner in there because this was really wet, and it sits inside the basket on top of the rack. But in general, when I'm cooking now, I put the parchment paper underneath the rack and just let stuff drain.
Mhm.
So, and this is one of those hamburger cups with the egg cracked in it and cheese on top. So that's kind of it's like halfway cooked. There's a, there's one that's yet to be cooked. So, anyways, I've been doing a lot of that stuff with it, but I've really only had an air fryer maybe a month or two, not very long. So, like I said, I was kind of slow to adopt it, but it does. You can see here, the grill is on top of the parchment paper and lets the fat drain off. And it's amazing
Yeah.
how much fat comes off the bacon. In fact, I think next time I do it, I'm gonna weigh it and see how much.
How much
By
you
the
lose?
way, yeah, how much you lose. By the way, have you been doing the bacon experiment?
I have, and man, I've eaten so much bacon.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm a bit, you know, uh, ready to make the portion a little bit smaller. But it was good. It's fantastic. No issues with it. It was good. Satiated all day. Until my next meal.
Yeah, so it worked out like with the thick cut bacon, the big pieces that I've been getting, it's usually like 8 to 10 pieces to make a pound or just less than half a
Mhm.
kilo. So it's 450 some odd grams, something like that. Um, so that if you break that into two servings, that's 4 or 5 pieces of bacon at a serving. That's not that much. It's
Yeah.
not that bad. Or if you broke it into three servings, it'd be like three or four per. So, it's not really that much, you know. It has it has replaced some of the other food. Like I ate a lot less steak this this week because I started eating the bacon, and I think I'm on like day 6 or 7 of eating a pound of bacon a day. So
Yeah, I can't eat a pound of bacon. It's too much for me. So I'm eating about 200 to 220 grams. It's about half a pound. Yeah, half a pound.
quarter half a pound, yeah, about a half a
Yeah,
pound.
roughly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Of bacon. But I also have eggs with it as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, but bacon's good. It's better than having a hash brown there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You get a lot more out of it. You know, baked beans and hash browns and mushrooms and spinach and all that garbage.
Yeah, and I think the thing about the air fryer is it's a little more energy efficient than heating up a big oven, you
Oh,
know.
100%.
Yeah.
Look, the only thing is that if you do want to, no, you can't really cook for the family with it. I don't think so anyway. It would take you too long.
Right. It's more like
Um,
one or two people per.
hmm,
And of course, so like I said, the one I have is a big basket, so it's couldn't tell you how many centimeters wide off the top of my head, but it's you know, it's probably
mhm.
something like that. Some of them are a lot of them were a lot smaller. Um, and some of them, of course, have two compartments, so you can cook two different items, keep them separated. But yeah, I don't know. I think I like the convenience of it, and I like being able to put the food in there and set the timer and then go do something else. Usually I'm cooking something else on the stove or whatever, prepping,
Mhm.
cutting something up while it's cooking. So,
Yeah, I personally like the new one that I have, which has got the wire racks like an oven, like a normal oven, compared to the basket. I just find you get that good circulation of heat under whatever you're cooking that cooks it nice and evenly. Look, in saying that, I'm probably going to cook a ribeye on there a bit later on today
I
with
have
chicken.
a oven style one with a double doors, you know,
Hmm.
but the rack, it only has two racks. They're too
Hmm.
close to the bottom rack's too close to the top rack, and it's a pain in the ass to clean. So
Yeah.
anything splatters in there and it gets up above the heating element, it's hard to clean. And I
Hmm.
don't think the fan works as good as it should. It doesn't have the force and the air volume that I think it ought to have. So it's been kind of disappointing. That was my first air fryer, but I never really it was sold as an air fryer and it is like a mini convection oven. It's like kind of like a big toaster oven, with glass doors. And
Yeah.
like I said, it's a pain in the ass to clean and it's not as quick as like this is. And if I want to, like I said, the racks are so close together. Like if you want to cook something that, like got eggs or something that expands or whatever, it always goes up and hits the rack above it.
Yeah.
So that was that. I didn't include any pictures of that, but next time.
I, I was actually going to say, I think the other reason why I don't cook steak or meat in the air fryer because I'm worried that it's going to ruin it
Mm,
compared to a hot pan where you get that nice sear on the the outsides of the steak.
Yeah, I put some steaks in. I tried a steak when I first got the old air fryer, the toaster oven style one, and I didn't care
Mhm.
for it. And then, but I have put them in the smaller ones, and then they did cook nicely. And both of them have a feature where they beep when the time is halfway past the cook time.
Yep.
And then a message says, you can flip your food over if you want. So, and I started doing that, and they do get a nice even cooked steak that way. So it's nice.
Yeah. Is that the the basket air fryer, or is that
Yeah.
the yeah?
Both
See, that's the
both.
thing. When we had when we had the basket air fryer, you had to always flip over whatever you're cooking. With the wire racks, you got that hot air that comes underneath. It's fantastic.
Mm.
And it's
Yeah,
just got like it's almost like that other one you've got. It's got a glass door that
yeah.
opens up.
Mm. Yeah, the basket ones I have room for air to circulate underneath, but it's not a very big gap. And
Mm.
air has to get through the grill at the bottom. So yeah, I'd agree. They typically don't cook as well on the bottom as I'd like. So flipping it
Yeah.
is an extra step. So
And then the bottom of the basket, if you're cooking bacon, I remember when I used to cook bacon in it, you'd always have a whole heap of bacon grease down the bottom.
yep.
Um, so and I guess if you're cooking a steak in there and it's quite fatty, the last thing you want is it to cook in that all that fat.
Yeah, so that's why I mostly I put the parchment paper underneath the rack, and there's a gap
Hmm.
for stuff to drain into. But
Hmm.
when I was trying to crack an egg into the bacon, I needed something underneath or directly underneath the bacon to keep the egg from just running
Yeah,
through. So, anyways,
yeah. Look, they're good. They're handy. They're if you need to quickly cook something in it, um, instead of using your oven, you just use that, and it's great. It does the job.
yep.
Uh, our one is all digital touch screen, so it's good. We got it from a grocery store called Aldi.
Mm.
You got
Aldi.
you got Aldi over there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Aldi, Aldi.
ALDI.
Yeah, we pronounce it differently.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I think here we
Yeah,
say
ALDI,
Aldi.
the German company.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's been fantastic. So yeah, it was cheap. It was 100 and maybe $140 couple years ago. And that's the other thing. They're very, very cheap. Like an air fryer is not an expensive piece of equipment.
Yeah, I paid under $100 for the basket one. The other two are gifts, so I'm not exactly sure, but I think the second basket one was a similar price. One came from the one I bought at Sam's Club on sale, it was like $10 off. And then I think I
Mhm.
paid 80 for it. And I think it normally sells for 90 or 100. And I think the Gourmet one from Costco, well, was about the same price, maybe exactly the same price. So
Oh,
So yeah, they're handy. They save time. You know me, I'm doing a lot of meal prepping on the weekend, so I'm all about saving time and getting through it as quick as I can so I can do something else with my day besides prep prep meals for the week.
and I guess the other good thing is if you're not a very good cook, um, a lot of these air fryers have got settings on it. You just press the button and away you go.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
you know,
that's true.
so you can go and do whatever you have to do while it's cooking. But in saying that, it doesn't take into consideration the weight of the meat as well, or how thick it is. So
Hmm.
um,
It doesn't know if
yeah,
you
so
took it out of the fridge and let it warm up.
well, there's that. Yeah, there's that as well. But yeah, so it is good, but yeah, it's not bulletproof or idiot proof.
All right. Well,
So
we're just about out of time, so I guess we should wrap it up.
yep.
But if you guys have any questions or comments about air fryers, maybe you want to leave a comment about your favorite air fryer or what your favorite thing to cook in is, or maybe why you hate air fryers, go ahead and leave us a comment. Maybe we can address it next time. But until next time, I want to thank everybody for watching. And whatever you do, don't fall down that carb
Down
hole.
the carb hole.
Carb hole, carb hole, carb hole, carb hole. Don't fall
Carb
down the carb hole.